So here's my big idea. In my business, what we really have is traditional transactional software is going to be dead in 3 years. It's just going to be a thing of the past. Everyone at the moment, including us, is bolting on AI to their existing software to add more value to customers. But that is not going to cut it in 3 years, because in 3 years is like 100 years of technology progress when it comes to AI. It's moving that fast, right? So the challenge for any business is my business even going to exist in 3 years? Because AI or someone out there is going to use AI to disrupt it so much that I'm not going to be able to survive the competition, right? And that's how I see it. So my big idea in my business is the challenges I see with my industry and the food industry, importers, customs brokers, they're all using legacy transactional software and SaaS softwares. And they need to process documents in multiple languages to prove compliance and do all of this in a way that doesn't clog up your email, because we all know what email's like. It's a nightmare. Can you find anything in your email? I don't know how people manage with email these days. We get so much junk coming through, like there's so much noise. How do we get to that signal? AI's got the answer to these problems. So my big idea is using AI in our business model, but thinking about how it can be used in any business model. The big thing that's really struck me about how we communicate as human beings in any network, any ecosystem, is that we revert to email. And yet everyone is using chat all the time. WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, WeChat, all the rest of it. Everyone is using chat because of mobile. Mobile, like we can chat anywhere, we can do all that. It's much more convenient. We don't end up in a junk folder, and there's a persistent thread of conversation that means something. There's context in that chat. So that's what I'm building. I'm building a multilingual AI-driven chat platform that processes compliance or processes documents using AI jobs, and the output of that is in the language of the person who's reading it. So I could be chatting to someone in China. They're talking in Chinese, uploading Chinese documents. I'm getting the chat in English, and I'm getting the documents in English. And we're able to work together, break down those trade barriers. What I'm going to do is I want to build an ecosystem on top of that, where we're bringing in the customs brokers, the suppliers, the buyers, the retailers, the 3PL logistics people, all these people, bring them all in together so that they can all communicate in context of what it is they're working on. That might be a customs clearance.
And I'm showing up as an investor for the last 30 plus years, consulting for as many years, coaching businesses for the last 15 plus years. I started this space called Peers on Demand as a way to be able to connect trusted advisors with leaders, with clients, and it happens often. And the key here is that you're welcome to put whatever information you like in the chat box, freely connect with each other or connect with me. I'd be happy to share whatever I can in information. So my big idea is working with peers over the last 5, 6 years. I notice, well, it's obvious that businesses want to grow their businesses, generate more revenue with more clients, more marketing, more exposure internally, and externally to look for funding or to look for ways to be able to actually generate investment interest, or maybe at some point exit the business. And so with that, we thought, well, let's start working with those clients that are looking to transition in a way that we could work with them. And so we started to invite them to showcase their business and sell us their company with a pitch deck. And we do that every Friday so that we can work with them. And the key here has been that we can work with them in 3 different areas to be able to reassess where they're at and be able to look at multiple assessments, not just an industry assessment, but a team assessment, a business assessment, a way that we can look at the marketing aspect, even the individual CEO, key executive assessment about how healthy they are, and be able to remediate that, whether it takes coaching or consulting or process improvement, business development, marketing, of course. Even if they need to go to a doctor, we can help them with those things. The key is that we want to get them prepared and ready for readiness of getting in front of a private equity investor or somebody that's looking to help them funding or just help them exit their business. So the key is to be able to work in all those areas. And what I'm looking for is peers that would be willing to work with us in terms of any one of these areas and be compensated for that. So if you could offer coaching, consulting, or marketing, or any of those areas, even funding, we'd like to be able to work with you and involve you with our team. So that's the big idea that I've had. And of course, we started to have a session for artificial intelligence on a monthly basis. That includes blockchain, cryptocurrency, it includes a lot of different things in that area. And also, of course, having an opportunity to be able to invite you to join our community. It's called peersondemand.com and be able to participate with any of our peers, either engage in conversations, different industries, different locations, different experience levels. My second invitation is that you might consider joining any of our free events. Today it's for artificial intelligence. Tomorrow we'll have it for presidents of companies, and on Friday for CEOs. And sometimes they wear the same hats. And of course, the key is that we want to invite you to be part of our business longevity team and participate with our team to be able to discuss projects and upcoming events that are happening. So more, he has a perspective from AI, has received numerous awards and has built a network. But Matt, I wonder if you could share what are the big ideas or in your business
Yeah,
or your industry that we should know?
great. Yes, one of the big idea is to help companies to build out your ecosystem network. That means that you don't have to promote everything on your own, and it can be self-funded. You got customer, you got partners. We have a three circles similar to what you have. One is the business partners, the other one is community, and the third one is nonprofits. We're the only platform that actually connect all three of them and give away AI applications that can help save over 80% on digital marketing costs. And that's really the big idea. And also we got AI agents that actually can sitting on top of everything. So the big idea is to help everyone to connect and collaborate and save all these marketing costs. Forget about online ads. You'll be better off to build an ecosystem network right there. Right there. 75% of B2B executives are betting on ecosystem, and that is loud and clear, loud and clear, and is no longer solo marketing. Solo marketing is out. Ecosystem marketing is in. I love to collaborate with everyone. Peter, I love to work with you on the startup entrepreneur side. We're currently working with a startup accelerator in Silicon Valley as well, and be able to help startups to save all the money on online ads and stuff like that. Um, I'm on LinkedIn. If you can connect with me, uh, we can actually help connect all the dots. Thank you.
So, Matt, I wonder if you could say a little bit more about what's the differentiator that you have, because like James, they're developing their AI focus. All companies are going to be focusing on AI.
Yeah, we're not basically we're not in the just the AI application. There are many. We are the only one actually connect all the application with AI digital transformation. We actually give away email marketing app, CRM, you name it. So the whole idea, instead of worrying about all the AI layers, well, you have your own AI layer we can integrate as well. So we're agnostic about whatever AI layers you got. It's about ecosystem network. So you got whatever AI layer we can integrate, we can collaborate as well. But if you don't, we can provide that as well. That's the whole idea. Because they're right now it's confusing. The market is confusing. Most people who are non-tech, they are confused because everybody got AI. the key is not AI. Right now, it's the ecosystem. Not everybody has an ecosystem network. Well, it looks like Ken got one. But the key is how often you promote all your customer and partners. That's the key. Because the biggest challenge everyone has is A, attention, R, retention, and another R is referral, ARR. And that's the challenge that every company has, no matter whether you're Microsoft or OpenAI. Those are three biggest challenges everyone has. There's no good solution. The only way that we can help solve that problem is to bring everyone together. That's what we call from 1x, one company doing all the heavy lifting, to 100x. You can have 100 companies all pull together and promote each other. That's the big difference. That is the big idea. I don't think, unless you're a Salesforce App Exchange, which is how they actually grew from zero to $1 billion company, that nobody has a network ecosystem similar to the Salesforce App Exchange or any others that can, or, if you look at all the tech companies, Microsoft, NVIDIA, OpenAI, they all have a pretty tight partner network ecosystem. That's what we want to help bring everyone together.
Questions, comments,
Yeah,
thoughts?
I just want to dig in a little bit more into that. So ecosystem can mean a lot of different things depending on what vertical you're in, what horizontal you're in, even. And yeah, you've got your customers, you've got your partners, you've got people who maybe follow you on social and all of these things. Small businesses like mine, the massive challenge that we have is that everyone's busy doing the day job, right? That we're all flat out, we're working 12 hours a
Yeah,
day, team's loyal, we take our time off, we get up and we go again, right? So you've got the day job to do, you've got the challenge of making time to build the ecosystem. This is something that I'm actually working on right now with one of my AI applications. But I just wanted to understand, every business has got different needs from the ecosystem it needs to be in, right? So, firstly, the main challenge for small businesses in particular is what ecosystem do I need to be in? Because not everyone's going to even understand that, right? And the second point is when you're in that ecosystem, because an ecosystem is made up of different entities that all interconnect in a mutually beneficial, synergistic way, right? So when you get into that ecosystem, what role do you play, which, as a business owner, what role do you play, which means that everyone else benefits, and what benefit do you receive in return for the energy input and cost that you put in to that ecosystem? So I guess there's two general points I'd like to make. One, how do you understand what ecosystem you need to be in? Two, how do you find that and how do you build it? And then how do you provide value and receive value? So I guess that's like 4 or 5 things, just the way my brain thinks, right?
yeah.
So I don't know, unpack that for me, Matt, just to make that a bit more clear.
That's a great question. So let me address all these questions. Think about App Store. Let's
Yep.
say you are the Apple iPhone. Your App Store will be all the complementary product and services. That's how we bring you the App Store infrastructure, so to speak. And so, whatever product and services you got, you can have your own App Store infrastructure, bringing the right partners that complement your product and services. So we built it out from the virtual expo network. That's how we started. And it's come clear now this whole partner network system is the way to go, which is that we already saw that vision over 10 years ago. This is not overnight thing. So we built it out over 10 years ago, and now we're adding the AI layers on top of it. So going back to your question, so think about ecosystem is building out your Apple App Store. Your Apple is your whatever iPhone, that's your product. And your App Store will be all the complementary product and services that can bring value and synergy to your product. That's how why Apple is so valuable, because not the product itself. Everybody got their the smartphone, right? Who cares, right? Is the App Store, the application go around it. See, this is the key. Everybody got
Yep.
their own stuff. It's who cares, right? It's the App Store, and when people promote it, oh, I want this apps, and this your apps will could be your external partners that complements to what you don't have. And that's our
Yeah.
idea. That our system ecosystem is providing we call the virtual hall. Each virtual hall is another app store complements your product. Well, I'd love to talk to you more, James. You have I put my LinkedIn on the chat.
Okay, no, I'll certainly do that. I mean, I feel that, we're actually right in the middle of our own ecosystem anyway. We're involved in global trade compliance. So we deal with US importers, UK importers, foreign suppliers. We deal with customs brokers. We deal with, all of these people. And my goal in terms of, we've got all these different parties who already interact with us, pay us money to do stuff, whether
Mm,
it's software services, whatever.
yeah.
Um, and the missing part in my ecosystem is actually bringing all these people together in terms of a network. This is what I'm working on right now, bringing all of these suppliers and buyers and 3PLs and logistics and warehouses and customs brokers, bringing all of them into one place so that if someone needs a customs broker, they can find someone, get reviews, boom, we're in. Someone needs compliance in a certain country, even if we can't do it. Like we were asked yesterday, can we do compliance for Japan? No chance. We're going to focus on our existing core markets right now. We'll get to Japan maybe in 5 years' time, right? Because you've got to focus on your core strengths. So the ecosystem thing just really struck a chord with me, and that's why I wanted to ask that question. So thank you very much for making that clear.
Sure, sure. Yeah. And this is really it's vertical. Look at that from a vertical. You're absolutely right on. Every ecosystem is different, depends on your ideal customer profile. The whole idea about building out your ecosystem is add values, synergy, right? And that's like the consider I use the App Store as probably the perfect simple example where everybody can relate to it, you know.
Yeah, I fully
Cool.
agree. Working with a team of teams, not just a team of the client, but the teams of their clients and their providers and also their partners. So that makes it really interesting. Peter Thomas. Peter comes from, he's a beautiful Phoenix, comes from a space as a 1 minute mentor. I remember that 1 minute uh,
Manager.
management that they had, manager that they had, yes.
Yeah,
He's
Ken
also
Blanchard.
involved with YPO and EO, and I apologize, I didn't remember enterprise organization, but now I do, or entrepreneurs organization. So Peter, I wonder if you could say more. What are the big ideas that you're contemplating the balance of this year in your business or in your industry or in how you show up? Peter Thomas.
Thank you. Thank you for the time, guys. Well, when you're 87, you kind of done it all. You have ticked pretty well all the boxes. So it's all about giving back. With me, it's all about giving back. What can I figure out? And I get and maintain meaning. And I found this 1 minute mentor just helps me maintain meaning in my life because I get comments from all these crazy. I think I got 235,000 followers, something like that. And they comment every single day about how meaningful it is. The younger people just and it's just common sense. Well, I used to teach a program years ago called Life Pilot. And what Life Pilot did primarily, I went all around YPO, all over the world teaching the program. It was a 4 hour program, and it was in about 25 years ago. And the program primarily just taught CEOs, the ones who hadn't figured it out, usually the younger ones, 35, 40, who are work, 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 to teach them that really primarily they need to figure out what their values are first, and get your values down, and then live your life in alignment with your values. That was the message. So that message went out, and we used to give seminars and workshops. Like I said, a 4-hour workshop is what it was.
Yeah,
And
Peter, bring us up to the date, the present and the future. You got some futurists here that want to know how they could work with you. Can you bring us up to date to where you're at now and where you're heading the balance of the year or the rest of your another 87 years?
Yeah. So I've rewritten the Life Pilot workshop. I've rewritten that old workshop, and I'm thinking of taking that workshop and initially start marketing an online digital program. I haven't done any of this yet. Um, Not yet. And so the thought since you asked me and prompt me, is how could I take that workshop, digitalize it, and bring the right people around me to be able to take that off the base of the 200 and say 30,000 followers I have now, and make this a meaningful program, go to 1 million, 2 million, 5 million. And there's no money. I'm not looking to make any money off anything. Anything I do on this is all charitable. I've been very blessed in my life, so I've been very fortunate. So I don't have any need for money at all. So it's
So,
to give back.
so Peter, if I can jump in there, one thing I've observed a lot of is that, well, firstly, you can go build digital products on likes of WordPress with plugins like LearnDash. You can get people to do that stuff, right? If that's not your wheelhouse, you can get someone to do that for whatever, a couple of grand, whatever, to get started. But what I've really, really noticed, especially in the AI space, is because in our learning journey, what we've been doing is following people who are also learning as they go about AI on YouTube. Like, it's all over YouTube, right? All the AI school, all like big subscriptions. There's a guy called Nate Herk, Herk. He's one of the biggest influencers in AI, and he does real-time demos. He breaks it down, makes it simple, does a lot of teaching with the likes of NAN and Lovable. And I've been using that as a platform to inspire my team. But underneath that, the ecosystem, coming back to Matt's point a minute ago, is what you would need to get that digitization process. And there's a platform called Skool, SKOOL, SKOOL. And it's real easy to set up. You can go in there, you can put up videos, digital products, all that sort of stuff, and you can build a community. And you've got the concept of a free community and a paid community. So it's up to you which way you want to go. But I know that some of these guys that are out there doing that, young guys and old guys, are out using those type of tools to build amazing followings. And YouTube is a fabulous platform to be able to do that promotion and encourage people to come into your Skool community ecosystem that you build up. So that's just some learning I've done that I think might work very well for your digital product here, the 1 Minute Coach, because I think it's a great concept.
Was it SKOOL?
Correct. Yeah. SKOOL.com, right? You can sign up in there. You can go learn how to get your community established. There's tons of tutorials on it. It's very, very well known. Skool.com, SKOOL.com.
Thank you so much.
One other recommendation, Peter, and that's check out a service called Go High Level. I've been doing online training since I started creating videos in 2012. I have 600 video modules, 6 professional certifications, and 55 courses now. And I've gone through several iterations of using these platforms for technology. And, the short explanation is Go High Level combines marketing automation, email, course delivery, and sort of all the things that glue that together, including website page creation if you need it. It's all integrated. It's about $99 a month. And if you added up all the other services you'd have to put together, you'd be spending $200, $300, $400. I was with Kajabi for several years, and the equivalent package is $400 a month at Kajabi, and it's $99 and way better with less integration issues to use Go High Level. They've received a couple $100 million in venture capital financing and are growing like crazy. It's mostly resold through agencies, but you can get a direct subscription.
Oh, thank you.
I'll tell you my experience with Go High Level because we looked at that for some time earlier this year and we decided not to go with it. And we're a SaaS company that does a lot of marketing. We're currently on Nutshell for CRM. So Go High Level is definitely a very good tool, highly integrated into lots of different things. But the challenge with it, I felt, and I'm a software expert, right? The challenge with it, I felt, was that there was way too many things for us to set up to get it to do what we wanted it to do, specifically us. So it's a really powerful marketing, all-in-one marketing, CRM and course type of tool. And the courses was why I was interested in it. We have ended up backing out of that and building our own solution, which we're still building right now. And we still use Nutshell for our CRM part, which does our sales funnels. And we're building our own Airtable solution with AI layered on it so that we can get the exact AI-driven workflows for marketing and sales that we want going forward. So we're going to commit to that. So yeah, Go High Level is a great recommendation. But be aware that it might be $98 a month, but it's going to take some setup to get it to do what you want, and therefore you might need some help technically.
I was clicking on that school, fascinating, and I typed in life insurance, and it gave me 440 results. And then there's which are like, and they're all different groups, and some say free, and some say pay $40 a month. Some have three members, some have 400 members. I mean, it's amazing what that but I don't know how you sift through all that, but
Well, it's got the freemium also. You can sign up in the free thing, and then if you're
right.
getting value from what you're seeing in the content that's being produced, you can then go. You've got additional benefits that you can go into the other one. So, like, I'm a big fan of keeping it simple, and that's why I like that idea for specifically for Peter's model there, because coaching works really well on that type of platform, and it's simple.
So are you
You know.
saying is setting up your own or joining others so that you can work with a group and learn and do stuff, or
Well,
both? Yes.
you can network in other school
Right.
communities, but the key thing, if you want to, build influence, get your word out there, then build your own community and get people coming to your community, right? But like anything, you can go network and then hey, here's my school link, and then it can come join you. So it's what all the youngsters are all doing that. They're getting
Very
straight
cool.
out of university, and they are making serious money.
I am
Serious
really going to
money.
look deeper into it. It really looks fascinating. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Good, thanks for that. And Peter, I want to commend you for having 235,000 followers. As I heard you say that, I would think that you would want to express your purpose, a strong purpose. I didn't quite get that. Of course, it's not money, but it's really giving back and giving growth. But I think when you put a purpose to it, why would they want to connect with you? Obviously, you already done a good job, and maybe they know that already, Peter. But let's hear for Ken LeBeau. Ken comes from a life insurance aspect. You've developed a lot of different things. Let's hear from you, big ideas and opportunities. Talk to us first, and if we need to, you could share your screen. But what are the big ideas in your business or in your industry that we should know, Ken?
Well, I think that the biggest thing is that we are working in the insurtech space. Property and casualty has a huge platform and resources. And in the life insurance space, which I've been in for 38 years, it's a very fragmented community. And one of the things that we've done using AI is we created a curated software technology, and we call our platform InsurTech Navigator AI. I did put the link in there. And in addition to the curated AI piece of being with a large learning model and engineered prompts to do research on software, and especially we're focused on a lot of vendors that pay us to market them. But we have this marketplace, and that allows everyone to go in and get free trials, free software, self-service demos, free network cybersecurity assessments, free tickets to conferences, because our network is so big that we've got all of these sponsors and partners. And we work with a lot of big companies like TransUnion and LexisNexis stuff, and then we work with a lot of startup insurtech companies, and they all want access to our network. We talked up, you guys are all talking about networks. Our network B2B is 250,000 plus, and it's life insurers, it's wholesaler to distributor life insurance and multiple distribution channels, and it's insurance and financial advisors. And we help those insurtechs get their product information out to the marketplace, help generate leads and sales, and even and now helping them even raise capital. So that's what we're doing. And the thing I wanted to show you was our flywheel that showed our services, but I just explained what it is anyway.
So let me
Yeah.
let me make sure the your ideal client or your target would be other insurance companies or the executives for their insurance companies. Who would
No,
that
our
be?
target are so our target are the insurtechs, and because we have the expertise on what all those platforms do, who are all the players, and what are the trends around life insurance technology, then those executives of those insurers, they hire us to consult and they hire us to bring in those vendors and even and bring in development resources and other types of resources like agentic AI for workflow and to solve, optimize efficiencies on workflow and AI for data migration to do it cheaper and faster, and then AI in underwriting and bringing these underwriting solutions to a carrier that's got AI to help make decision making and scoring and things like that, and predictive modeling. So because we're helping all these vendors and all these vendors are on our platform and we become experts in marketing them out, then the people they're trying to sell to, that network, those insurers, those distributors, those advisors that they're trying to sell those software and services to, they come to us. They're doing RFPs, RFIs. They want to hire us for consulting, and then we're also marketing this technology out to that audience.
Got it. Yeah. Well, let me open it up to see if Bob or James or Peter or Matt have any questions, comments, thought, feedback for Ken. Anybody?
Yeah, I think this is like you mentioned, this is like you can build out a sort of the Apple App Store in a way, promoting all the different partners and stakeholders.
Yeah, that's one that's one piece of it. Yes, absolutely. We look at our Navigator AI tool or Navigator Marketplace as sort of the Amazon Prime. We feel we're Amazon of life insurance technology, and come to our website, and I'm an influencer on LinkedIn. Last 12 months, over 3 million impressions of our posts, reaching an audience of 137,000 in the industry, and they can come to that. But if they, for $12 a month, which is billed annually, $144, they get access to the AI tool and to all of these promotions or the app store, as you just stated, and where they're going to get discounts and free software and free trial periods and other types of around innovation and products and services that they wouldn't find or be able to get access to it otherwise. So.
There's one thing that we all can learn from the Salesforce App Exchange is that in their exchange they actually have rating and review on each apps, and this is one area that we have added to our platform as well. So when you actually build out your ecosystem, you can actually provide some kind of uh, you know, filtering and provide better reviews for your customers.
Thank you. Let's hear from James Flynn,
Welcome.
involved in software. I love it when you say you're a software expert because I love to talk to that. That's my background, but I would not say I'm a software expert anymore. Coding is out of my way, but you got my attention when you mentioned you had 600 clients. You also got my attention that you're doing imports, and I'm thinking as you said that, I wonder what the those tariff import taxes and all that affected. But James, give us an overview. Big ideas in your business, big ideas in your industry. Uh, what would that be,
Yeah,
James Flynn?
yeah, no, thank you for that. So what I'm obsessed with right now is the fact that I think we all know, everybody knows by this stage, AI is not just changing the world. AI has already changed the world, and there's no going back. The genie is out of the bottle, and we are either on the flying carpet like Aladdin, or we're ditched in the sea drowning, right? It's that simple. Okay. So traditionally, what we've done, originally I was a food safety consultant, and then I went back to university, did a master's in software technology when I was 40 years old. I'm going to be 60 this year. And I've been absolutely crazy obsessed about innovation ever since, all my life actually. So now we built out a full SaaS platform over the since 2015, so last 10 years, to help food companies be compliant with all the food safety regulations, no matter what country they're in, no matter what standard they're working to, all of that. And that was all going really great until I would say still going great, but in my mind, the big alarm bell came with really the explosion of ChatGPT onto the marketplace. I was like, oh wow, how can we use this? And they didn't even have an API at the beginning, right? So now they've got APIs. We're in GPT-5, we've got Claude Anthropic, we've got Gemini, we've got all these different models, DeepSeek, all the rest of it. And now we're looking at it going, oh my God, right. So every week there's like at least 2 or 3 really big announcements with about how it's progressing. So what's happening is people that are not like me, that are like, wow, this is great. Let's get in here. Let's go for this. Like the innovators of the world are all over this, right? But out of 100 people, how many people are innovators? Maybe 5, right? Maybe 10, but not that many, right? So 90% plus of the rest of the world, they are their idea of AI and how it's changing their lives is using ChatGPT as a glorified Google on steroids, right? That is the main mechanism. They don't understand the power of it. They don't understand how to leverage it. They certainly don't understand how to use agents and agentic workflows with tools, right? And that's the big wave that's really, really underneath the current here. So here's my big idea. In my business, what we really have is traditional transactional software is going to be dead in 3 years. It's just going to be a thing of the past. Everyone at the moment, including us, is bolting on AI to their existing software to add more value to customers. But that is not going to cut it in 3 years, because in 3 years is like 100 years of technology progress when it comes to AI. It's moving that fast, right? So the challenge for any business is my business even going to exist in 3 years? Because AI or someone out there is going to use AI to disrupt it so much that I'm not going to be able to survive the competition, right? And that's how I see it. So my big idea in my business is the challenges I see with my industry and the food industry, importers, customs brokers, they're all using legacy transactional software and SaaS software. And yet they need to communicate across time zones in multiple languages, and they need to process documents in multiple languages to prove compliance and do all of this in a way that doesn't clog up your email, because we all know what email is like. It's a nightmare. Can you find anything in your email? I don't know how people manage with email these days. We get so much junk coming through, like there's so much noise. How do we get to that signal? AI's got the answer to these problems. So my big idea is using AI in our business model, but thinking about how it can be used in any business model. The big thing that's really, really struck me about how we communicate as human beings in any network, any ecosystem, is that we revert to email. And yet everyone is using chat all the time. WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, WeChat, all the rest of it. Everyone is using chat because of mobile. Mobile, like we can chat anywhere, we can do all that. It's much more convenient. We don't end up in a junk folder, and there's a persistent thread of conversation that means something. There's context in that chat. So that's what I'm building. I'm building a multilingual AI-driven chat platform that processes compliance or processes documents using AI jobs, and the output of that is in the language of the person who's reading it. So I could be chatting to someone in China. They're talking in Chinese, uploading Chinese documents. I'm getting the chat in English, and I'm getting the documents in English. And we're able to work together, break down those trade barriers. What I'm going to do is I want to build an ecosystem on top of that, where we're bringing in the customs brokers, the suppliers, the buyers, the retailers, the 3PL logistics people, all these people, bring them all in together so that they can all communicate in context of what it is they're working on. That might be a customs clearance. It could be an insurance claim, Ken, or it could be, like an underwriting process for a particular company or whatever, So that's my big idea. That's what I'm working on.
I love it. That really describes the ecosystem we've been talking about, to be able to connect all those things. And the thing that I always thought is, how do we do that when other people speak different languages? And you've solved that, especially doing this globally. We get people, we found that English was the common language, but in writing or texting, all those things, they obviously use different languages. So I'm curious, what's the big challenge to getting to this, James? What do you see are the opportunities or the challenge to get this done?
Well, before, I think what's really happened, I tell you what opened my eyes to the possibility here is that there's a tool called N8N, right? Don't know if you guys have heard of it. So N8N, it's a German company. They also just received a couple $100 million. There's another company called Lovable.dev, also just received 60 million, I think, in funding, right? So N8N is an agentic, it used to be just a workflow tool. It's kind of like Zapier, but it's much easier to use and configure and set up. But they introduced AI agents about 18 months, 2 years ago, and the whole thing's just blew up, right? So AI agents with tools, right? So you can create workflows that go scrape leads off LinkedIn, for example. They can go access an API with the likes of, say, Phantom Buster, enrich the data, find out what their pain points are, and then have a individually crafted email to that person from you, right? Which is going to ping on their exact pain points that they're likely to be having. So rather than mass marketing, we're now marketing with sniper rifles, right? So that's what these kind of tools allow us to do. So N8N allows us to integrate all the different APIs and services which are out there. And that whole API landscape is going bananas right now because of the fact that people are building new applications which can integrate with those APIs. And there are hundreds of thousands, probably millions of APIs out there that provide any kind of service that you can imagine. And what N8N does is it allows you to wire up into those and then use that as part of your workflow, even behind your application, to do certain things. So this was a real light bulb moment for me. It's like, wow, we can connect to anything: translation services, AI agents, documentation conversion services. So I want to take a PDF, convert it to a PNG, because I want that PNG to appear in a PDF report that I'm going to produce using the AI engine, right? Like those types of processes. And those help us break down those language barriers. They help speed up the process. Give you an idea, a label review for compliance on a food product coming into the US or the UK or whatever would take one of my team members. It would take them about 4, maybe 6 hours in total time in between back and forth with the client, right? AI plus the tools that we've put in place for this, 4 minutes. That's the difference in productivity that you can get if you really step back, think about the problem, and try and work out the technical solution of how do I wire all these things together to give me the productivity that I need. And that's a real challenge that the 90% of non-innovators really have, because they just don't think that way. Their brain's not wired that way. They're just thinking, hey, ChatGPT, read this document for me, tell me what it's about. That type of thing. So the real inspiration for me is all about the possibilities, but don't get blinded by everything. Focus in on a business problem that you can see where there is going to be a compelling need. Time zones, language, context, and that I think applies to many global businesses that work, consulting businesses, coaching businesses, insurance businesses. They all have these issues to deal with in a global world.
James, you make me want to be a better innovator. So thank you for that. Let me open it up to see if Matt or Peter or Ken or Bob have any questions, comments, thought, feedback for James. Anybody?
Yeah, I mean, I think the NAN is quite technical. not for any non-tech user, and we actually uh, assess quite a few tools out there. We actually have our own. It's basically prompt to create a AI agent flow using
Uh-huh.
text prompt, and that's even a lot more user friendly for non-tech folks. And that's I've seen that all over the map on LinkedIn. I don't think that is something non-tech folks can easily adopt to it because it's quite. I'm an engineer myself by training. It's not that simple to create a workflow with all the links. Is whole much stuff. I think for a non-tech folks it would be quite scary uh, to give up.
Yeah, I think you're right. That's why the non-innovators are probably not going to use NAN.
Mhm.
But people like this guy I've just posted in the chat. His name is Nate Herk, Natehherk. Find him on YouTube, and if you go look at him, he's built a massive community using school. And this guy is a young guy. He dropped out of university just to go do this, and he has been so successful. And he's built an amazing following. And his biggest
Mm,
success is keeping it simple
yeah.
and keeping it consistent. So he's putting out regular, easy to learn things you can do with NAN and also lovable.dev. I don't know if you guys have looked at lovable.dev. All of the tools that I'm saying prototyping, but they're actually production ready, that I'm building. So I've got a team of developers, but they're all working on other things with AI in our main application. And I'm getting a bit frustrated because I'm not seeing the kind of progress on the things I want to do, but I can't stop them because they're looking after customers, right? So I just said, delegate everything. I'm going to work on this. So I got into NAN, I got into the lovable.dev, and lovable.dev, whilst it's not perfect, it's amazing. You can literally build out a new website in minutes. You just need to have the right approach, ask the right questions, do the right prompts. Just watch some videos on it first. Go check it. Lovable.dev. And what I'm using that for is to really, I think, I thought anyway, to build the prototype, but it turns out that what I'm actually building is something that's a lot more production ready than what I thought it was going to be, and super sophisticated the way it can hook up to your AI engines. It can, tie these things together and take it forward. So lovable.dev and Windsurf is the other one that we're going to be evaluating that. I've heard that that's even better. But it's probably a bit more technical. But lovable.dev, if you can literally write no code whatsoever, you can just talk to it, chat to it, tell it what you want it to do, and it will go build it. And I listen. If you don't believe me, I'll show you right now. I'm not saying you don't believe me, of course, right? But I'll show you.
Longevity. We do this session on AI on a monthly basis for blockchain. Bitcoin is one of my favorites. And of course, artificial intelligence. But you don't have to wait a month. Tomorrow we have it for presidents, and on Friday we'll have it for CEOs. And maybe interchangeable, but they'll find different people. So the key here is you can join any one of the events freely. Also consider joining our community. It's peersondemand.com, and the opportunity also is to be able to work with us. If you know of a company in transition, or even entrepreneurs, or certainly we want to work with them and involve you for that so that we reassess where they're at, remediate, and get them ready.